We've been assigned the narrow task of looking at how to apply business discipline to corporate philanthropy. Because we are talking about corporate philanthropy, we're also assuming in this conversation that part of strategic philanthropy is that it is aligned with either the company's mission or its core competencies.
Our starting point was that we have our credo, which talks about our responsibility to the communities in which we live and work. And we started from a premise that we are in the business of human health, and so our focus of our philanthropy would be about human health. The mission statement is really most important for the people who develop it because, as they wordsmith, they become so committed to this is what we are trying to accomplish. And our mission is about making life-changing, long-term impact on human health.
I think a good, sustainable business is also looking longer term. And so it's meshing those long-term goals with what are the short-term blocks that you have to be doing now to achieve those. And it was just a discipline of saying, did we do what we said we were going to do in this quarter? Has it fallen to another quarter? If so, why? Did we get the results that we expected this quarter? All of it building toward that longer term goal.
When you make an investment in community, it should not just benefit community, but it should also benefit all the other stakeholders involved. Our employees are a big part of that stakeholder community, but it could include your shareholders, your customers, your vendor partners. But if you look to create a way of investing that benefits more than just the community, you're more likely to sustain that investment if everyone's getting something out of it. We call it driving a collective benefit. And I think, with the talk around the economy, it's really important that we are able to sustain our investments, not just because it makes us feel good or we feel like it's the right thing to do, but there's actually a collective benefit.
We don't take unsolicited grant proposals, so what we are doing is making a choice based on our strategic plan about what we want to accomplish and then approaching partners who we believe have a high likelihood of accomplishing that with us. For a small grant, we will use whatever metrics the organization has because we don't want to burden a small organization that's getting a small grant with spending a disproportionate amount of the grant on measurements. But we have metrics for each program designed around what we are trying to accomplish.
As funders, we typically measure the big programs. We have logic models and all sorts of evaluation behind those, but it's the smaller grants where maybe we're a contributor, one of many, even if it's a specific program. One of the things that also might help is just like you wouldn't give someone just an annual review if they were your employee, you would do check-ins. And so even if you just put a mid-year check-in to say, these are the metrics we agreed to, how are you tracking?
We believe that part of the grant needs to be focused on evaluation. So it is part of the overall proposal.
Mm-hmm. And then they've got the built-in capability over time for later and for other grant makers.
Right, because from a sustainability perspective, over time, what we would expect, especially because we like to highlight issues and solutions to those issues, we would expect that over time, it is the evaluation and the communication of results that would get more attention to the issue and its solution and more funders involved.